20 years ago, my coworker Jason and I both had the same decision to make. We were both 28, both working at the same company, both making $75,000 a year. Both had saved up $80,000. Jason bought a house, $400,000 house in Phoenix, put his $80,000 down, got a mortgage for $320,000. Everyone congratulated him. Smart move, building equity, the American dream. His parents were proud. I did something different. Kept renting. Took that same $80,000 and dumped it into an S&P 500 index fund. Set it and forget it. Everyone thought I was crazy. My parents were disappointed. Jason's wife felt bad for me. Still renting at 28? That's just sad. Fast forward 20 years. We're both 48 now. Jason's house is paid off. Worth about $1.1 million today. He's got $700,000 in equity after you subtract what he paid. I'm still renting. But my $80,000? It's worth $1.4 million now. Same starting point. Different choices. $700,000 gap. If you've ever wondered whether you should buy a house or invest in stocks, hit that like button right now. Because what I'm about to show you will change how you think about this decision forever. My name is Mike, and I'm breaking down the exact math behind 20 years of real estate versus stocks using real numbers from real people. Subscribe because I'm showing you what actually happens when you pick one path over the other for 2 decades. Let me take you back to 2005. Jason and I are both sitting on $80,000 in savings. Housing market is hot. Everyone's buying. Jason finds a house. $400,000. Nice 3-bedroom in a good Phoenix neighborhood. Does the math. Mortgage will be about $2,400 a month with property taxes and insurance. His rent at the time was $1,500. So he's adding $900 monthly to own instead of rent. He's excited. This is it. Homeownership. Building wealth. No more throwing money away on rent. I look at the same houses. Run my own math. That $80,000 down payment. If I invest it instead and it grows at 10% average like stocks historically do, it becomes about $550,000 in 20 years. But there's more. That extra $900 a month Jason spending on ownership versus renting? If I invest that too, that's another huge chunk. I decide to stay renting. Invest the $80,000. Invest the $900 monthly difference. Jason thinks I'm making a huge mistake. Everyone does. Comment below. Would you have bought the house or invested in stocks? Be honest, because this decision determines everything. Year 1 through 5. 2005 to 2010. Jason's paying his mortgage. $2,400 a month, plus maintenance. New water heater year 2. Roof repair year 4. HOA fees going up. His house value goes up at first. Then 2008 hits. Housing crash. His $400,000 house drops to $300,000. His underwater. Owes more than it's worth. He can't sell even if he wanted to. He's stuck. I'm renting for $1,500 a month. Investing $900 monthly. My $80,000 invested is now worth about $90,000 after the 2008 crash. I'm down $10,000 on paper. But I keep investing. Buy more during the crash. Stocks are on sale. Jason stressed. Watching his home value drop. Feeling trapped. Can't move for a better job because he can't sell without taking a massive loss. Hit that like button if you're seeing how different these paths already are. Because it gets more dramatic. Years 6 through 10. 2011 to 2015. Housing market slowly recovering. Jason's house climbed back to $400,000 by 2013. He's back to even after 8 years. By 2015, his house is worth about $500,000. His building equity. Feels like he made the right choice. My stock investment? The $80,000 I started with plus the $900 monthly I've been adding is now worth about $350,000. Market's been great. I kept buying through the crash. Those shares I bought in 2008 and 2009 are way up. But I'm still renting. Jason owns. His family thinks he's winning. Year 11 through 15. 2016 to 2020. Jason's house keeps appreciating. Phoenix market is hot. By 2020, his house is worth about $700,000. He refinanced in 2019, got a better rate, lowered his payment. Smart move, but has also spent about $60,000 in maintenance over 15 years. New AC kitchen remodel, landscaping. garage door, constant small repairs, plus property taxes went from $4,000 annually to $6,500 as his house value increased. I'm still renting. Same apartment, actually. Rent went up to $1,800, but still less than ownership costs. My investments? Now worth about $800,000. The combination of my initial $80,000 plus 15 years of adding $900 monthly plus compound returns. Market had some rocky years, but I never sold. Just kept buying. Drop a comment. At this point, who do you think is actually winning? Because the answer might surprise you. Year 16 through 20. 2021 to 2025. Present day. Jason's house is now worth $1.1 million. Phoenix exploded during COVID. Remote workers moved in. Prices went crazy. His mortgage is almost paid off. Maybe 2 years left. He's been paying it for 18 years. Total amount he paid into that house over 20 years. About $700,000 in mortgage payments, property taxes, insurance, maintenance, and improvements. Current value, $1.1 million. Gain, $400,000. But wait, he lived there. So that $400,000 gain also includes 20 years of rent he didn't pay. That's worth something. Maybe $360,000 in rent avoided over 20 years. So his true financial gain is about $760,000. My situation? Still renting. Paid about $360,000 total in rent over 20 years. My $80,000 invested plus 20 years of adding $900 monthly? Worth $1.4 million today. Minus the $360,000 I paid in rent over 20 years. My net position is $1.04 million. Wait, Jason's at $760,000. I'm at $1.04 million. I'm ahead by $280,000. Same starting money. Same timeline. Different choice. $280,000 difference. Smash that like button if this math is blowing your mind. Because here's where it gets even more interesting. Jason owns his house outright in 2 more years. No more mortgage payment. That's huge. But he still pays property taxes. $6,500 per year. Insurance $3,000 per year. Maintenance maybe $4,000 per year average. Total annual cost to own a paid-off house, $13,500. I'm paying $1,800 a month rent. $21,600 annually. So Jason saving about $8,000 per year by owning versus my renting. But I have $1.4 million invested generating returns. At a conservative 4% withdrawal rate, that's $56,000 per year I can take out. Jason has $760,000 in home equity, but he can't access it unless he sells or takes a home equity loan. My money is liquid. I can access it anytime. His is locked in a house. Different kind of wealth. Both valuable, but very different. Here's what most people miss about this comparison. Jason's path forced him to save. That mortgage payment every month for 20 years? Forced savings. He couldn't skip it. Couldn't spend it on other stuff. My path required discipline. I had to actually invest that $900 every month. I had to not touch my stock account during crashes. I had to resist using that money for cars or vacations. Jason's house made him save through force. Stocks required willpower. For most people, Jason's path is actually better because most people don't have a discipline to invest consistently for 20 years. The house forces you. Stocks require you to force yourself. That's why the average homeowner has way more net worth than the average renter. Not because houses are better investments. Because houses force you to invest whether you feel like it or not. But here's the thing. I'm not the average renter. I had discipline. I stuck with a plan. And because I did, I ended up ahead. Should you buy a house or invest in stocks? Depends on who you are. If you're the kind of person who will absolutely invest that down payment and keep investing the difference every single month for 20 years no matter what the market does, stocks will probably make you richer. If you're like most people who need forced savings and won't stick to an investment plan without external pressure, a house will probably make you richer because a mortgage makes you save. Neither one is wrong. They are just different tools for different people. Jason's happy. He owns his home, has a place his kids grew up in, knows his neighbors, has a garage full of tools, built equity without thinking about it. I'm happy. I have flexibility, can move anytime, no maintenance headaches, higher net worth, more liquid wealth. We both won, just differently. Subscribe right now for more real comparisons between different wealth-building strategies. The real lesson isn't that stocks beat real estate or real estate beat stocks. The real lesson is that consistency beats everything. Jason paid his mortgage every month for 20 years. Never missed one. Never sold his house in a panic. Just kept grinding through the payments. I invested every month for 20 years. Never panic sold during crashes. Never touched the money. Just kept buying more shares. We both stuck with our plans. That's why we both ended up wealthy. The people who lost? The ones who bought houses and sold them at the bottom in 2008. The ones who bought stocks and panic sold during every correction. Consistency is a real secret. Pick the strategy that you'll actually stick with for 20 years. That's the one that'll make you rich. Comment one final time, house or stocks for you, and be honest about whether you'd actually stick with your choice for 20 years. Bottom line, my coworker bought a $400,000 house 20 years ago. Put $80,000 down. Today he has $760,000 in equity. I invested that same $80,000 in stocks and kept investing $900 monthly. Today I have $1.04 million. I'm ahead by $280,000. But Jason forced himself to save through a mortgage. I required discipline to keep investing. Both paths worked. Both of us are wealthy. We just took different roads. The best investment isn't real estate or stocks. It's the one you'll actually stick with for 20 years without quitting. Jason stuck with his house. I stuck with my stocks. We both won. Choose your path. Then stick with it. That's how you actually get rich.